this update is for the morning of August 1st. Wow, we're in August 2024, and the time right now about 8:15 a.m. Central Time, and it's the day after the FOMC meeting, which set you up for the potential of a September rate cut. So that is most certainly on the line. Then we saw earnings coming out at the end of the day, and the chip boys and the tech boys, they keep showing that they're going to buy more chips. That is the big takeaway, and that kicks up companies like NVIDIA, AMD, and so on again. So you've got to keep your eye on those. Not every company's a winner in this. You have to understand. There's a lot of guidance that isn't so pretty for the third quarter. So the market's got a mixed bag. You can see today that the lower cap stocks are down at the expense of the NASDAQ climbing back up, along with the Dow and the S&P. Now, in terms of news, before I get too far here, you got Challenger Gray employment plan cuts came out at 25,885, way under the last amount of 48.7. Then we had the second quarter 2024 non-farm productivity and unit labor costs. They were up 2.3%. They expected 1.8, so that's a bit hot. The second quarter prelim non-farm labor costs quarter over quarter were up 0.9. They expected 1.7. That's almost half of what they were looking for, so that's a good number. And at the end of the first quarter, it was up 0.4. So that is down quite a bit from where the market had been. Then we take a look at jobless claims, and this is another series the Fed wants to see. Number one, I think you've been now like 2 months in a row in the continuing claims, well over the 1.8 number. And you keep adding to the number in the jobless claims. This is what the Fed has turned its attention to. It doesn't want those numbers to climb so much that it starts hurting the labor market. We're going to get from the S&P their final July manufacturing numbers, and that'll be at 8:45. Then we're going to get the ISM come out with their release of the July manufacturing sector index at 9, and we'll see how that goes against June. They're looking for this month to be 48.9 versus the 48.5 in June. China, bad news. This is why copper's a bit lower. That their Caxton manufacturing PMI today came in at 49.8 from 51.8 in June, and that is contraction now. Anything under 50 is contraction. It had been flirting with it for a bit. Now it's crossed over. The Bank of England this morning did cut its key interest rate for the first time in 4 years by 25 basis points. There is a swap going on of U.S. prisoners with Russia. So we might get back the Wall Street Journal person, Mr. Whelan. It appears that those two are coming back to the U.S. We'll probably give up some people that Russia has wanted back that we've been holding. And this is good news for all of us. What's bad news, of course, is none of us know yet what Iran is going to do in its attack on Israel. It's coming. Israel's ready for it. It's ready to take one on the chin. The question is it broad-based like it was on the last attack by Iran, or is it going to be more surgical? And if it's a real broad-based, then it will open the door up for Israel to have to attack back. If it's more surgical, more threatening in nature than reality, that probably puts this to bed for a little while. So will it come? I think you got to count 100%. Iran's going to do something. Now the question is what? When we take a look at the markets, we can see gold and silver are up on that news. Copper did fall back. It is coming back just a little bit here off of that bad news that it's had. Platinum is down. So it's more gold and silver than anything today, giving you the rally. The dollar making up quite a bit of what it lost yesterday, as now you're down in a number of currencies. And with the rate cut out of the Bank of England, you can see where you're at. And even the yen, which gave you I said cut, with the rate cut, yeah, I was right in that by the Bank of England with the rate hike. There's the confusion. By the Bank of Japan, it's giving up a little bit, not an awful lot. 5.5 points isn't very much. In the grain markets, I'm going to keep saying it until you're bored with it. We have a greenhouse. We have warm weather, we get just enough moisture, we have high humidity levels, so it's not a dry heat that withers the plants, it's the exact opposite, and it makes crops. So you're under $4 in D's corn. The question is, can the Nove beans crack under the 10 mark and stay under there? In the cotton market, I'd like to see this market rally a bit more because I do believe it is a short sale. We are sitting here in the 5 and 10-year notes. We are cracking rates. We're down to like 4.03. You heard me, 4.03, 04 in the 10-year. That is unbelievable. And, you know, the question is, do we get away from the inversion that we had? I think that could be happening. And the bids coming in on the energies, just understand it has to do with what Iran's going to do. It's got the surrogates in Yemen. It's got surrogates in Gaza. And obviously in Lebanon. So it can be all kinds of things going on. And this is not a demand-driven rally. You can see that with what's happening at the Caxton in China. It's more or less a fear-driven rally. A little bit move up in the nat gas, too. So I want to remind you, I cover all this for you in the morning in charts. We've been putting out a lot of trade recommendations, too, quite a bit of them, and today should be a good one in the stock indices, I'm hoping. So as you look at these markets, you get a feel for what they're doing, and we show you how it all comes about to work. So you get the charts that look like this. They'll have a black background, a lot of studies, and every morning we'll talk first the fundamentals. 6 in the morning. I do this in the futures. I make a recording so you can get it, and you get it fairly fast. And with these new AI chips, it might come out a lot faster. I'm reading that they can render unbelievably fast. Then the stock spider and the ETFs. 40 charts there. We'll cover daily and weekly charts, special reports, special situations, explaining trades in great detail. I'm not managing your money. I'm trying to throw out trade ideas to you. How do you get this? Well, it's real simple. Go to iraepstein.com, research. When you're there, click the research button. Everything you need is right there. I'm Ira. I hope to see you in these videos. You take care, and I'll catch up with you at the end of the day today.